Hey, this is Spartan300 and I like StarCraft 2 no matter how terrible I am at it. So, this is going to be a series where I commentate on any multiplayer battles in StarCraft 2 that I personally enjoyed. So, I'm hoping to do a lot of one-on-ones, but I tend to play a lot of two-on-two. So, I'm going to start doing more one-on-one. So, actually, never mind, I just explained what the series is. So, as you can see, just basic, more probes. We got more guys coming out. And what happens is that, we're talking about the plan. The other guys suggest defense. I agree with it. And then I remembered a few games back that person rushed me by putting a pylon there, getting warp gates, and then pushing them in. So then, I'm saying that I'll go air heavy because that's what I usually like doing when I play Protoss. So, it kind of went through, it sort of adapted from his attention was to do defense, I'll cover air, he'll cover ground. I'm just asking him more of the strategy, like I'm trying to decide whether I should go more of aggressive air with Tempests and Phoenixes, or should I go more defensive, like defensive in short range, like Void Rays and Carriers. So, just simple strategy stuff. Now the opponent starts to try to block the ramp with a bunch of storage facilities, that's what they're called, supply depots. And basically not too much is happening, it's just the silent beginning of the game. I don't really know what the Overlord is there for, I guess for defensive purposes. So, he builds a spawning pool. I actually think I'm a little bit behind. Why can't I talk today? Behind on my gateway. And, just once again, nothing much happening. He gets a gateway. Oh, never mind. I wasn't that far behind. What's the Terran guy doing? Actually, he doesn't have a barracks yet. Yeah, I actually recall a lack of resistance. So let's just fast forward a little bit to a more interesting time. I told him I'm scouting, but I spelled it wrong, and then I corrected myself. So, here's my scout. And let's slow it down here. So then I just barely managed to get through. He's about to build another one. I just get through barely. So I'm moving around. I tell him to look at the blockade here. So I scout each base. There's actually a lack of resistance. I get my, sell it out. So I'm looking around. This guy seems to be more economic. And the guy on the bottom, actually he's going pretty militaristic. So then I just decide, well, let's put the pylon down, see what happens. I can go for a gateway, I get my cybernetics core out. So then I start to research a warp gate. I'm gonna put a chrono boost on it. It's just I'm scouting the second place. Double Vespine, was he going mech? I don't really know. I don't know what the opponent's strategy was, considering the fact that... Dang, what was I about to say? Considering the fact that I rushed him too fast and he never got any vehicles out, he was so desperate to get Marines to stop my pylon. So I'm putting out the pylon, and then I realize I'll need to defend this pylon, so I put down turrets, and you'll see what happens. I make the unfortunate decision, though, to really stall on my economy, because literally for half of the battle, I was relying on this one base. This base almost run out of the mineral stuff, so I go down to the second area, and then the third, the ally says stop, we need to stall this assault. So I build my gateway. He tries to take out the pylon, but I actually believe the probe is a superior fighter. Yeah, they both do 5 damage, however I have the shield generator, putting me at an advantage. He tried to build a bunker there, really? Never realized that. Yeah, so I kill that guy horribly. I get my guy out of the way just in time. For some reason he decides to go for the pylon. Actually, wow, I think this win was almost out pure luck. I need to defend my pylon, so I build some turrets. I realize that pylon will eventually get destroyed, so I build a second pylon. And basically I'm just rushing. I try to tell my ally I need help. And I believe he had a bunch of lings at this point. Well, he's about to have a bunch of lings. Oh, never mind, he has the lings. So now he's got this swarm of lings. How many would that be? 16 lings. And also, as you can see, my income isn't too amazing. I am blue. So, actions per minute, really? Some things I never really even saw before. So he tries to attack. Luckily, I have my turrets in place. So I got more pylons coming up, just in case. Finally get a zealot out. I start to research the gateway area, putting a chrono boost on it. I have some zealots here. And so this is pretty much where the battle went entirely downhill. He tries to take out my pylons, but I just have too many of them. And what this guy ends up doing is very interesting. What he does is he eventually just hunkers down. He literally had like 4 turrets here, 5 turrets here, 2 pylons. Like, he was getting desperate for defense. So yeah, I eventually saw my zealot down. Forgot what happened to him. I think he died. Yeah, he probably is gonna die. Can I bring one with him? No, he can't. He's going around. That's interesting. They're gonna have a surprise for him. What is he doing with those links? Why are they moving around like that? That's weird. So then, this guy is now defenseless, so my ally just rushes him. You know, I'm telling him to attack. I actually believe they killed my probe, so I need to send another one down. I now have the gateways over here, so I spawned in a bunch of stalkers. So then we pretty much just have a fight. Luckily, the zealots were actually held behind by 3 of his stalkers, so I managed to kill some guys before the zealots moved in. He almost got me, but I had too many turrets. He's gonna get killed here. No, this was the part where I pulled out. I think it was a different time. Oh well. So he finishes up his blockade. I pretty much rain on his parade. Got some zealots coming in. I mean, looking at my resources, my economy is very much faltering. The only reason it's even successful isn't because it's successful itself, but because the opponent sucked. I mean, look, he has no more, what's it called? SCVs. SCVs? Yeah, SCVs. I mean, his base was getting wrecked. What he does in response to this is actually pretty interesting, and what I'd actually assume any Terran player would do. So I turn this into a warp gate, got a ton of turrets, I don't really see any way that they can take it down. As you can see, he flies away. He eventually deploys there and actually makes an entirely new base, which is pretty interesting. I got my zealots down here, I probably forgot to move him around. And this is where he just starts hunkering down with those photon cannons. It's pretty ridiculous. He actually tried to get us with a void ray, but that didn't work too well. So I'm going to fast forward to some action. Increase the speed a bit. Let's do double, because I don't want to miss anything important. So, you know, he's trying to expand. See, I'm trying to build up my army, going for a big attack. He gets a ton of lings. Let's go back to units. So, this is where he starts to build the roaches. He's got a Spire coming up. He tries to rush them with what are they called? Mutalisks. That doesn't go too well for him, but he builds the second base. Got a bunch of SCVs coming out. What it was, Buddy would have been thinking right now. Probably just hunker down here. So, I mean, once again, my economy is really faltering. So, R and U, all you need to remember that. So, his economy is really faltering. I got a bunch of new gateways, had the intention to turn them into warp gates, but probably forgot about them. He was also, I needed the expansion because since there was a stop here, I just decided, okay, let's expand. I'm running out of resources here, because just look, what do I have left? 355, that's not much. So I got the mineral field here. Nexus building, the creep was getting too close to my base, so I decided to build a pylon before it's too late. Now he actually almost takes me out here. I had the intention to make a shield with him, but for some reason he didn't have enough energy for that. So I just decided to try to stall their escape for a few seconds. So this is where they get that void ray out. I suddenly spawned in a bunch of new guys, and that repels the attack. Plus like 100,000 lings. How many would that be? Yeah, 39 lings. So, he comes in, cavalry arrives. And this base is actually very interesting. He probably had a ton of resources. How many did he have? He's red? No, he's light blue. Oh, he actually had quite a few resources on him. He couldn't mind all of them, considering the lack of SCVs. And then my ally comes in, and he pretty much slaughters him horribly. I don't even know how he found him. Probably an Overlord passed by. Yeah, an Overseer. So, this is where everything absolutely collapsed. This guy actually held out for quite a while due to the large amount of turrets. So now here they come. They're just rushing on in. And due to his lack of barracks, he just can't defend. I mean, in this situation, he actually, I would have lifted it up and gone around here-ish. But instead, I actually think he decides to return to base, but it gets destroyed. Is this where the Mutalisks come in? Nah, he's got Mutalisks coming because of the Spire. So, this thing is almost annihilated. If only he had Hydralisks, that would have been really convenient for him. But anyway, he's good. No Mutalisks, no anti-air, no Hydralisks. Nothing to stop him. However, it was the command center. It was actually on fire. Ah, that's what did. Fire killed him. Just watch his health slowly going down. Going down, going down, going down. I actually never realized that he moved the base. I thought he built a new one, so I sent in some troops, but that doesn't go well. And the command center blows itself up. Bada bang. I type in nice because it was pretty cool. And I tell him to initiate an assault. So as you can see, he's got quite a few turrets. He's got 5 on this side, 4 on this side. He actually attempts, in what I believe his strategy was here, I don't really know what it was to build pylons and slowly advance the turrets and actually getting here. We rush him, and this rush actually fails horribly, quite surprisingly. But hey, what do you expect? Like, how many was that? 30-ish lings versus 5 turrets plus a bunch of stalkers. We actually managed to take down the turret pylons, but he rebuilds it. So now what do I have in my hotkey here? Yeah, I have 8 warp gates, so that means I can just pop in on any time and just rush him continuously. I think I had the intention to go air at this point, but that doesn't go well. So he has the, the void ray, so I type in need AA. Where'd that void ray go? Now I recall something about AA. Because it just says net AA. Well, need, specifically, but, misspelled. Now he almost stops me here, but, hey, I got 4 turrets. What are these gonna do with, how many is that? 5 stalkers. And I also got a bunch of zealots coming in. Here comes the cavalry. And I pretty much stabbed him to death. What I found particularly interesting about this match is that despite its length, it was actually very small fights going on here. I mean, the most I've seen, considering the fact that a Zergling would probably count as, one Zergling is like a half a guy. So if he has 40 Zerglings, that's technically the equivalent of 20 guys. Actually, yeah, they technically would be half a guy each, because they come out in pairs of 2. So yeah, that's about half a guy each. So, what is that? The biggest fight would probably have been the thing with, Zerglings rush those stalkers over there. So yeah, there's one really big fights. He's got the Mutalisks over here. He manages to bypass the turret defense. He starts ripping stuff to shreds. This is where his Stargate fails. I remember at one point requesting that I take down these pylons, but they were too close to the turrets. So he tries to rush in again. Yeah, so kill the pylons so I can help. That doesn't go well. Actually, this is the part where we win. Nah, I remember there was one more zealot rush attempt here. So yeah, I got a bunch of zealots. I mean, if you look, my economy is just stalling. I mean, like, my expenditure is simply too high. But this isn't really a game about saving anyway. So I got a ton of drones here, just doing nothing. So I had the intention to move them down here, and then these drones would move over there. So he asks me to wait, and I'm just like, okay, fine, I need to work on my economy anyway. It's horrible, as you can quite clearly see. So he's scouting. I actually believe we annihilated the other guy. Yeah, he has 0 resources. He may have actually left the game. So he starts to build more turrets. And, basically, this is pretty much what the rest of the battle was. Let's just fast forward a little. Got another Zerg rush coming. Or maybe not. And this is where we won. Nope, never mind. The problem is that I know the events that happened, and it's just that I'm mixing them up. So, I got a problem. Maybe I should have practiced commentating on this before I did it. So yeah, as you can see here, these guys, if they go directly for the pylons, will slaughter horribly. So I'm getting some stalkers in because I know that I need some range. And here's where the wind comes in. Now his guys get slaughtered pretty horribly, but it doesn't matter, they do fire away from my zealots, plus the shield generators and some light stalker fire. I can take down these pylons. I believe this one was powered by this one, and then the rest are covered by this pylon, so I go directly for that one. I was actually quite surprised when I managed to take that one out. I then call in some more zealots, and this is where GG's. Destroy the stalkers. I type in we win because, well, what else? We did win. So, we're sort of celebrating, he leaves, and we win. So, I'm Spartan300 Durham. A like and subscription are appreciated. See you next time.